Okay. Hello, my name is Marc Castaneira. I'll remember it so you don't have to. I'm a sophomore in Da Vinci Design High School, and I will be presenting for chemistry in period 2-4 and integrated math for period 9-10. To start my presentation, we will start with chemistry.
Nice. Good choice.
To present this, I will present my units and essential skills. The unit I will choose will be Unit 1, Gases. Essential skills 1.A to 1.E. The first essential skill will be 1.A. Effect of random molecular motion of gas properties. For this essential skill, I will be able to explain the random motions of moles and their collision. Example. Say if you put a kind of ball outside, and it's cold outside.
Okay.
And for some odd reason, the ball slowly deflates.
Okay.
No one knows why that happens. Luckily, I'll tell you.
Nice.
Why it does this, so clearly the ball is always filled with air, the air molecules. But when it's cold outside, when temperature drops, the air molecules suddenly started to slow down. And then this ball starts to slowly deflate. That's one. Next, we have 1.B, the combined gas law. On this essential skill, I will be able to apply the gas laws to resolution between the pressure, temperature, and volume. Example. On one simple question from my notes or study guide, this is how it works. My question. A gas occupies a volume of 500 milliliters, a pressure of 380 torr, and a temperature of 28 kelvins. At the temperature will be the gas occupy a volume of 1000 milliliters and have pressure of 760 torr. To solve this, I had to do a little equation. On my equation, I have P1 times V1 over T1 equals P2 times V2 over T2. So first, I have to find my variables. 500 is my, excuse me, is my V1. 380 is my P1. And 298 is my T1. And 1000 is my V2. And 760 is my P2. Yet I am still missing my V2. Wait, no, I'm missing my T2. To get this, I then filled in. It's here times 500 over 8 equals times 1,000. Barely see it, but it's still there. So this I then cross multiply. So this part goes there, and this part goes here. So here's my new equation.
Oh, Mark, you can move on. You're good.
Okay, so you see where I'm going at.
Yeah.
That's good. Next, point C, the standard temperature and pressure. For this, I will be able to explain the values of meaning of standard temperature and pressure. The meaning, say if you have 3 moles of helium takes up at standard pressure, well, standard temperature and pressure, you wonder what it equals. For this to work, say that it's true that 1 ATM equals 22.4 moles. So, to get this, I then multiply, well, since 1 equals 22.4, then I decided, what if I multiply by 3 to 2.4, which also gives me 672.2 helium. And that is your standard temperature and pressure. Very cool. Alrighty. Next, we have 1.D, the temperature scales. On this essential scale, I'll be able to convert between Celsius and Kelvin temperature scales. What's different, Kelvin is much colder. But how do I convert it? Well, that's the easy part. You see, if you're trying to get Celsius to Kelvin, you add 273 Kelvin. Since your other temperature is Celsius, you add a Kelvin in it, which is 273. Say if I had 160 degrees Celsius plus 273 Kelvin, which also gives me 433. But there's a time where it could be in reverse. Say you try to get your Kelvin into a Celsius. Say how about 180 Kelvin. But this time you don't add, you subtract instead. So you get this, and you end up with 113. And that is for essential skill 1.D. Yes. Unless there was a question.
Yeah.
So that's... Anyway, next we have 1.E, the ideal gas law. On this essential skill, I will be able to solve problems by using the ideal gas law in the form of PV equals nRT. And to be precise, pressure, volume equals number of moles and temperature. For example, how many moles of gas would be needed in a 4-liter bulk piston to create 10 atm of pressure if the piston reaches a temperature of 400 K? Oh boy. Get a breath here.
You're good.
Okay. For this to work, I have my P by 10, my V 4, and temperature 400. So 10 4 equals A R T. And now I have to choose a gas law, which I choose 10 times 4, which is also the same thing, except N times 1.82 times 400. I would solve this, but this could take a while, so I have the answer, so it equals 1.2 moles. And that is for essential skill 1.E.
Awesome.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was chemistry.
Yes.
We are done with that for now. Next, we have integrated math. And to present this subject, I will show you some evidence. First up, the homework completion chart. So yes, I agreed I did good on the homework. I turned everything in, made some corrections. I did good through the years. Did I check my answers? Twice. Did I need help? No, thank you. Next, we have my assessment score chart. So here we have all the quizzes and tests and the corrections. So yes, I did very well in the quiz part and a bit of a sort of on the test part, on the last part right here, test part 2. How I study? I review my notes and worked on my study guide. They were very much of a help. Next, we have during my semester. To be honest, I have been going through with my strengths and weaknesses. To be honest, during this semester, I was doing very well. During my homework, did my notes, got good grades. Oh, it was great. But too great, to be exact. Did so great, I got overconfident. And then somewhere around the second month of this semester, I crashed. I got so overconfident, I didn't bother to study at all. I then just went to my room, watched TV, played video games. And when the test came up, no good results. None. Did I deserve it? Yes. Was it worth it? No. I blame myself. Luckily, I was able to change that. Now, next I will be presenting is my essential skills and learning targets. Essential skills I will be presenting for will be essential skill 1, geometry basics, and essential skill 2, the triangles. First essential skill. Now on this slide, I will be comparing one of my quizzes and tests. There's a lot of difference. First up, we have the essential skill 1, geometry basics. And here we have my quiz. So yes, this was the very first quiz I took on this semester. I did very well. Only had 2 problems wrong, not bad. Now, why? So here on this quiz, this was part of learning target point 1, the parallel lines and transversals. The question I chose was number 1, which plane was parallel to EGH? So right here was my first answer, CMG. They are on the same plane. Was it correct? No, absolutely not. No. I made a mistake. I made a miscalculation. Chose the wrong definition. Now here we have the bottom, FLD, because they do not intersect. That right there is the right answer.
Next, we have
My test for Essential Skills 1. So, to be honest, this does prove my point on my during semester slide. I end up with a 2. Guess I got so overcounted, I didn't bother to study, and this is my result.
this one. This was
Based on learning target 1.2, angles and parallel lines. And the question I chose was number 6, find the value of variables in each figure. Here is my first answer. 3x times 21 minus 3 equals 4y plus 4, which also gave me y equals 14. I'm sure that was right. No, it wasn't. It was not right. It was not right. Again, this part, I tried my best to figure this one out. I got so overconfident, I made many miscalculations. Now for the right one. 3x minus 3 plus 4y plus 4 equals 180. I did my equations, and it gave me y equals 29. That one was the right answer. I should focus on studying instead of slacking off. Next, we have Essential Skills number 2, triangles. Here we have my quiz. Quiz number 2. So yes, based on during the semester, I may have messed up. But on this part, it proves that I stepped up, fixed my mistakes.
got a 3.
On this, it's based on learning target point 2.3-2.4, congruent triangles. It was basically said on the test, so I couldn't tell it's between 2.3, so you get the point. Anywho, the question I chose was number 3, find the value of variables. On this one, I put 4 minus 5 equals 3, y equals 2 inches, BC equals 2 inches. So it was somewhere in the maybe file. I was somewhere there. I was basically there. I got the y part, but turns out the sides and the angles wasn't the variables that the question was asking for. So that part was a mistake. However, there's the corrections. So I got the y part right, but it turns out I didn't have my x. So here, x equals 30. How I get it? You see, when there's a triangle, there are 3 equal angles. All of them were 2x. So I add them all up, you get 6x, you divide it, you get 30x. I mean, x equals 30.
Next, we have
My test. So, to be honest, seeing on what the other test is like, I got a 2.5. So basically, I do better on quizzes than a test. Don't get me wrong, this time I studied. I just had a little miscalculations.
anyway.
On this one, it's based on learning target 2.3, congruent triangles. Again, and the question I chose was to A and B, find the value of variable and the measure of each angle. Here are my first answers. 3x equals x, so I divided, I got x equals 3. For B, angle T equals 9, MS equals 3, angle R also equals 3. Again, not even close. So, made some corrections, and this is what I got. X equals 36, because it was a isosceles triangle, and B, angle R equals 36, MS also equals 36, and MT, angle T, 108. So again, miscalculations.
I had trouble with big numbers.
Even though they were not so great.
Next, we have
Announcing my semester. To be honest, how I rate myself on this, I say about somewhere around a B.
because
I know at the beginning of my semester I did great for the first time. I got a 4. But on second or third, I began to crash. Like a child who had too much sugar and went on a sugar rush and then went through a crash. Tough stuff. However, I fixed that. Got back on my feet, did my best. I tried to get back to the top. I basically got a 3, but still, that still counts as a B for my effort. I am Marc Castaneira, so I'll remember so you don't have to.
thank you for listening.
Thanks for